Hey, it's me, Nomad here again, and this is another tips for nomads video. The last video I talked about like what kind of vehicle to get and where to find them cheap, you know. I'm gonna go a little bit more into that because I realized I had forgotten some stuff. I guess this video is more like, what do you need to think about when you're gonna become a nomad, an urban nomad? Like what do you need to think about? Okay, I think there's like 5 core things you need to think about. And I'm gonna put them in, so this is assuming at this stage that you have a vehicle, maybe you just bought it, but you don't know nothing like about this and it's scary. By the way, again, Hobo Alley has a lot of good tips on this because she voluntarily decided to live out of her car, and you know, she went through all of it and she talked about all the issues. So check her video out here. She's really cool. She's in a van now, but she talks about the whole thing from all the thoughts she had to what she needed, how she found it. So I would say once you have your vehicle and it's working, you can drive around, whatever. The number one thing is that I always say is having a proper horizontal sleeping surface. What does that mean? It means get a decent foam mattress of some type. Maybe you can do air mattresses. You can get an air mattress, electric air pump, the air pump that works out of your lighter, or battery powered, but you need some kind of mattress. The problem with foam mattresses, depending on your situation, is it may be hard to put it up somewhere. In my case, in my RV, I have to, have beds so they can just stay there. But if you're in a situation where you have to pack up your bed every day, then that may not be practical. But whatever you get, like worst case, then get an air mattress because you can just take the air out of that every day. But if you do, get a decent quality one that's not gonna bust after a couple weeks, But the main thing is you just wanna be comfortable. So invest in this, like invest in a good foam mattress if you can, or air mattress. Invest in good sheets, linens, pillows, comfortable, like invest in that. All that money that was going to rent, now you can get like high mega quality. And when I say that, I'm not talking about fancy, I'm talking about comfortable stuff, because like it is so critical that your sleep environment be nice and be comfortable, so that like no matter what's going on, it's like you're gonna get some good sleep. So that's one thing. You say, where do you sleep? I watched this video of this lady, and here's the link to it. Here's a documentary about it. And she was a manager at Facebook, a security manager, and she lived in her van with her daughter. They had been evicted out of, because they were in like Menlo Park in Silicon Valley, and the rents went up, and they literally could not afford. She was a manager at Facebook as a security guard, but she couldn't afford to live in that town. And her daughter lived out of their van, and I saw the video, and she slept sitting up every night. And she started having health problems, and I'm just like, why are you doing that? Like, you don't have to do that. And you're in a minivan. Like, come on, people. Like, I want to go. Like, what is wrong with you? But I understand, she just didn't know. And then, people have this idea, the stigma. Like, she had all this stigma. Oh, I'm a loser. I'm a failure. I'm homeless in my van. Oh, no. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. None of that. In fact, like, never say that word. And this is nothing against homeless people. Like, it's fine. It's just there's such a stigma to the word. Like, just saying it can make you feel bad. So we don't say that. You're a nomad. You're nomadic. You're transitional. I don't even like that word. You're a nomad. Embrace what you are. You're a nomad, And embrace the power, You're an empowered individual. Like, I'm like, why is she doing it? Like, freaking, like, make a bed in the back of the freaking thing and lay in it. Now, Will Prowse, here's the link below, sold all his stuff. He does that, like his kid, he just sells everything randomly and then he buys something else. So one day he went through a whole minivan stage. I'll link to the videos here. He talks all about it. She could have done that, like they just weren't being smart about it. Like, because they just had all these ideas. Like, people just think, oh, I'm homeless in my car. Oh, no. you're gonna look at the situation and you're gonna be like, okay, how can we make this work like this, right? Like, get creative about it, you know, pretend it's a school project or something, you know? It's like, look up van life, go have adventures. And that gets into another point. I'm off on a tangent. Okay. Unless you're stuck in that city, that wherever you are, like, go freaking travel, like, travel, have fun, like, go. Like, you don't have to just be huddling in some parking lot going, oh, no, go, have fun. You're free now. Like, okay. So the main issues that you're gonna deal with is like where to sleep, like, or sleeping. You're gonna wake up and like where to go to the bathroom, right? Like, that's it. Cooking, how to cook something. Where to put your stuff, right? Then after you kind of have those things taken care of, then it kind of becomes like, oh, where to park. Then maybe like where to work, like if you work remotely or something, where to work. And then where to hang out, because who wants to just work all the time? Sometimes you just want to hang out. Where to put your stuff, of course. We've covered sleeping, obviously. You better not be sleeping like this. I'm gonna come over there and get you. The other thing is, so your sleeping's good. Okay, so you get up. Like, where do you go to the bathroom, right? Because you're probably gonna go to the bathroom. So if you have an RV, it has a bathroom. If you have a camper van, it has a bathroom. Just go use like a public restroom somewhere. Like, Starbucks is great for that. Coffee houses are great for that. You know, just, it's everywhere. There's so much abundance around us. Like, we've just been taught to think like, oh, it's all like, I don't have anything. No, like, you just use what's around you. So like, what about showers? Oh, I forgot to mention it. Like, where do you take a shower? Like, okay, so there's two options on that. One, the simplest and what most people do is you just get a gym membership. And the cheapest place you can get a gym membership, at least in my area, is Planet Fitness. You can sign up for $1 for Planet Fitness. I should have like an affiliate link for this. And then it's only like $10 a month. If you want to go to any Planet Fitness, it's $20 a month, and you can bring a guest. So if you're a couple, or if you have a family, like, you just need one membership. Like, it's easy, and they're open 24 hours and they're everywhere. Now, another thing people do is 24-hour fitness. Now, they're more deluxe, more expensive, but it's still fine. Like, it's like, you know, $25, $30, and there's no guest thing. But you can go to all of them. They're open 24 hours, and they're pretty nice. You can hang out there. So that solves that problem. Now, if you end up in a situation where you can't get to a shower, Hobo Ale talks about, you just use baby wipes or wipes, you know, and you just do like a wipe shower thingy, and that works fine. There's also other like things you can do. She talks about all that stuff, but for us, we just, you know, gyms are the thing. So if you have an RV, it probably has a shower. Camper vans have showers. The problem in an urban environment is that most RVs are designed to be hooked up somewhere. And we're gonna get to that too. Like, oh, don't I need a hookup? But we're gonna be stealth camping, meaning like, we're just gonna be on the street somewhere. Like, so we're not gonna have a hookup usually. And so getting water is gonna be kind of an issue, but it's not so much getting water as dumping water. Like, you can only legally dump gray water, like from a shower. Like, you have to go to a dump station at an RV park. For me in LA, that's like a 15-mile drive. It's $14. I do it once a month. It's like a big adventure. But, you know, in your city, it might be closer, whatever. I know some people that, you know, they rent someone's driveway and they just hook straight into that person's sewer system. Because usually out in the yard, there's little connectors to the sewer line. They have little white caps on them, and you can just plug straight into that, you know. This guy, if I can find his video, does that. He talks about it. So that's not really a big deal. I know a lot of these things seem like a big deal because we've been taught that we have to have like these 2,000 square foot houses with 3 showers. You gotta take a shower every day. By the way, you don't have to take a shower every day. Which you learn that when you go camping. It's the same deal, right? Cooking, right? So I see a lot of people like living in their cars and stuff, and like they're just looking pretty miserable. And again, it's because they're just not being creative about it. And they just sort of embrace the misery. It's like, I'm miserable. Go ahead, comment, if you feel like I'm making fun of you about not having sympathy. I don't have sympathy. I do have sympathy, but I just feel like I know it can be better. So it's like, anyway, it's all about your attitude. So basically, look, you can get a camp stove. They have all kinds of camp stoves. There's a system where you can, like, if you have an SUV, you can like buy this thing that will go into the back of your SUV with a whole kitchen, running water, everything you need. Like, they got all kinds of systems out there, man. They got tents that go on your roof. They got, like, there's just no excuse, man. So what she did is she just had a little camp stove and she would just cook on that. Like, it's a little propane thing. You can run it out of your trunk. Obviously, if you have an RV, it has a stove, right? Most of them are propane driven. That's another thing. In mine, my propane doesn't work. I've been using this little butane camp stove, and that's been working fine. Like, yeah, so you can get a little butane camp stove, propane. Obviously, you have to be careful with this stuff, just like you would on a camping trip. Do it outside, whatever. Just be careful, right? Water becomes an issue, just like camping. If you hiked into a place, you can only bring the water with you. That means if you're gonna do dishes, you're gonna use some of your water. It's a problem, right? Like, so water, where do you get it? Now, if you're in an urban environment, there's plenty of places where you can fill up for water for free. In our case, near the college campuses, and in other lots of places, they have these fountains with filters. They're green. And basically it's a public fountain, but it has a filter, and you can basically take a bottle, and it fits under there, you can fill it. Another thing is those crystal, I forget what they're called, but they're those water machines you see at grocery stores. So those come, like, you don't have to go and buy like bottled water at the store and pay $1, $2. Just, you go to these machines and you just pay like 25 to 30 cents, depending on the neighborhood, and you can fill your gallons. That's it. Another thing that's an issue, especially if you have a family, is where to store your stuff. This is a problem. So getting on this whole note here, don't rent storage. Do not do that. And I can tell you from experience that it's a bad idea. Okay, so for whatever reason you gotta move. What people think is they think hotel and storage. Don't do it. Do not do it. I mean, sure, if you have a job and you have plenty of money, you probably wouldn't be moving in the first place. But it's risky. Like, I wouldn't do it. And places like the main one, I forgot, they're out of Texas, something storage. It's right here, this company. Avoid this company like the plague. They have the thing like, oh, for $1 you can rent, for 30 days, and you don't have to pay for 30 days. It's all a trap, and they don't give a crap about you. Don't do it, man. So, what does that mean? What do you mean? I can't have storage. I gotta have storage. No, you don't. Find somebody, a friend that you, like a relative or friend, that will not dump your stuff, like to leave your stuff. First, get rid of everything. Downsize, minimalize. Get rid of everything. Get rid of all the crap down to the absolute essentials. Like, have a garage sale, donate to the Goodwill, like, get rid of the crap, right? And there's stuff that is like, there's 2 types of things. Like, there's gonna be stuff that you have a sentimental value, like stuff from your kids or whatever. Put all that stuff in a box and find someone you trust for real. Because I've heard horror stories of people giving away or throwing out people's stuff. But, and then you put that there. Don't pay for storage. It's not worth it. I've done it many times, and like, No, don't even get me started on storage. So what do? Where are you gonna put your stuff? Okay, first get rid of the stuff. Put the critical items that you don't need every day, that you just have sentimental value, leave that with a trusted friend or someone. Now here's where a type A RV comes in handy. That's the ones that are like buses, like this. You can store a ton of stuff in them. And in our case, we can store all of our stuff pretty much in them. And it's 5 of us, you know, and we can store our stuff. It even has a garage. So yeah, I'm getting tired of standing up. Okay, so Type A is you can find a good Type A RV for $1,500. Like, you would not believe. Like, I'm gonna do another video on how to find a cheap RV. Like, it's just crazy out there. The economics of RVs, like, it's just ridiculous. Like, every time I tell people that how cheap my RV was, they're always in shock. Like, cause they don't understand. They don't know. But a Type C, which are the ones with the overhang, they also have storage, not as much as Type A's. Camper van obviously is smaller, it doesn't. Now here's what you can do. You can get those, like, okay, so worst case, like when I came up here from Seattle, I went to Walmart and they had these roof bags like this. And you can buy them for $20. And I put that, and it basically was this huge storage thing on top of my Ford Explorer, right? And you can store tons of stuff up there. Obviously, it's not very secure. You know, honestly, you know, like, no one's gonna break into your car. Like, don't worry about it. No one wants your old clothes and stuff. Like, that's overrated. Now, you can get the clamshell, the hard ones. Those cost a lot more money. I don't know if it's worth it, you know, but you can lock them up. Sort of, I guess, but honestly, if someone to break into it, they're gonna break into it. No little flimsy lock on a fiberglass thing is gonna stop them. So, if you're in a vehicle like a car or minivan or SUV, you can also get these, like where the hitch goes in the back, where you would tow something. You can actually buy an extender, like a thing that will extend out there, and then you can store stuff on it. Like, it's like hitch stored, like it goes into the hitch thing, but instead of towing a boat or a trailer, it has like a little shelf, and then you can store stuff on that, like motorcycles, bikes, boxes, whatever, coolers, whatever. Those things are pretty strong, you know? So there's your roof, and then there's the back there. Like, you could put a little box back there and then store a lot of stuff that way. Another option is just to, if you have a vehicle, so just have a little small trailer that you tow around and park somewhere. Do that. I mean, honestly, for the amount of money you would pay for storage, you could just buy another RV. Just buy a junky RV and store your stuff in that. You know, I mean, because those storages, they get really expensive. But again, Type A RVs, you can store tons of things. 2 other parts here. Where to work. You know, so if you're by the way, if you're not a digital nomad, you should become one. It's the future. It's where everything is going. You know, like, you want to think in terms of like separating your work from your location. I was forced to do that because I had a computer business in Seattle, and even when I was in Seattle, I never wanted to meet my clients, and then I learned to do it virtually. And then when I came to California, I was forced to do it virtually, and I still do it virtually, and it's great. You should embrace digital nomadism, meaning like you work digitally, you work virtually, you can work anywhere, you work from your computer. And even if you say to me like, but I don't know the computer, or I don't know the internet, or I don't know how to do a business, or I don't know how to make money online. No, it's all online. Just put it in YouTube, how to X, like whatever, how to make money online, how to be a digital nomad, how to sell online. Like there's so many ways, and this is the future, and you should embrace it, because if you can separate your income from your location, then you are free. You can go travel the world. All you need is 3 things. All you need is the internet, a phone, and a laptop. And that's it. That's all you need. I'm going to be doing more of this. I also make money on the internet, but I do like traditional computer work. Like, I have a tech business, and I'm a software developer, so I have an app business, and I do all those virtually through the internet. But there's other ways, and I'm looking into those ways as well. Selling stuff. Like you can buy stuff you can put stuff on Amazon that you find on eBay. I mean, it's just ridiculous how many ways there are. So, but the two things I want to talk about is like where to work and where to hang out. So let's say you got all the other stuff going and you're feeling pretty good. Eventually you're going to be like, I'm bored, I want to hang out. Like, okay, so philosophically we say we live out of our van, not in our van. The world is your living room. You don't think, oh, I'm gonna hang in my van all day. You'll get real depressed real fast doing that.